All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Hopefully you can hear me. Here we go. It's a little early, but here we are. All right. Hello, everyone. It's time for Right Recipe Live. 2 days before Thanksgiving. Wow. I'll be right back. I'm right back. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to wait just a little bit. It is early. Evening, good evening. There we go. All right. Say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm checking the chat. There we go. I have a couple of things going on here, so I'm looking a couple of different ways. And it's still early. It's not quite 7 o'clock just yet. There we go. Well, good evening. There we go. It's almost 7. It's 1 minute before 7. Okay. Very good. Well, good evening. Good evening. I'm looking to make sure that I catch everybody in the chat. Drop your name in the chat and also where you are watching from. And I'm going to take a look at that. I'm multitasking here, so give me a minute. I'm looking over. There we go. I'm looking intently, right? Right. We are here tonight, 2 days before Thanksgiving, to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about the fight that was on the Icon of the Seas just recently. I want to get into it a little bit. I have some questions that I want to ask, and I hope that you respond in the chat so I can hear your thoughts. It made me think probably way more than it should have. I want to talk about that. And then because it is just a few days before Thanksgiving, let's talk about the incredible Black Friday deals that all of the cruise lines are giving. But there's some strings attached. And I want to be completely honest. And I want to let you know what to really expect when it comes to booking those Black Friday deals. So I'm waiting a little bit. Let more people come into the chat. There we go. Alrighty. I'm looking for those. There we go. All right. So hopefully you saw it. And if you haven't seen this fight that I'm going to talk about, after the live is over, go to my channel and click on the last YouTube short. It's just a brief little bit that I captured. I actually watched this from the Ship Life, Jay's channel, the Ship Life. He sat down and gave a really good video talking about the fight on the largest cruise ship in the world. So, you know, the Icon of the Seas gets all of this press because it is the largest cruise ship in the world. So, you know, people are curious about it and people are interested in it and people are going on it. So that also means that the price is high. You remember, I am a travel advisor, so I get to see the prices. Sometimes I get to see them before they're available to just like the public. And the prices for Icon are high. And it's because it's in demand and people are willing to pay the prices. And when I say high, you know, it's relative. Everything's relative to everybody. What's high for you might not be high for me. But I'm thinking that, you know, $1,500, $1,800 per person for an inside is kind of high. Now, everybody's not getting those type of rates. I understand that. But I'm saying all things being equal, the price for the Icon is on the high side. So in my thinking, if I am going to spend thousands, not hundreds, but probably thousands of dollars, and after you add everything up, you know, you don't just pay for your cruise fare. You pay for gratuities, and then you pay for all the other stuff that's added to it. Maybe you get the drink package. Maybe you want some specialty dining. Maybe you buy shore excursions. The money's just adding up, right? So you're paying thousands of dollars for a cruise. I just can't see paying thousands of dollars for a cruise to go fight and possibly get thrown off or banned for life. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I wasn't surprised because, you know, fights happen wherever there are people. A lot of times people act like Carnival is the only place where fights happen. That couldn't be further from the truth. Fights happen where people gather, and especially where people gather and they drink. And sometimes people are just drunk. Have you ever been drunk? Drop that in the chat. I really want to know. I have never been drunk. I don't want to be. I've never been drunk because I don't want to be drunk. I don't want to get to a point where I don't know what I'm doing or saying. And, you know, having a drink is fine and cool, but some people get drunk and then they get past drunk, whatever past drunk is, and they act a fool. They act a fool. They act like they never would, or they act like they always do, one or the other, but they act out and they do things that they probably wish they hadn't, you know. But I don't understand doing that. It costs too much. If I spend that much money, I want to go have a good time. And let's say you're not having a good time with the people that you are with. Now, I'm not quite sure if this fight was with the people who came together or if this fight was with like other people. I don't know. Doesn't matter. If you're fighting with a total stranger or you're fighting with somebody that you know, it's not worth it because cruise lines are cracking down on fighting. They don't want you to ruin the experience for other people and start giving their ship a bad name, and that hurts their bottom line. You know, you might say, oh, I don't want to travel on that ship. That's too much of a party ship. Or I don't want to travel on that ship. That's the ship they always fight, or it smells bad. Or they don't want some kind of negative a negative thought. You know, when you think of their brand or their ship, you think fights or dirtier. They don't want that. So they're cracking down. They're cutting people off. They're telling them if you get caught fighting, we're going to not only put you off at the next port, but you're going to be banned for life. Don't ever come back on our ship. And as you know, for instance, Royal Caribbean, it's not just Royal Caribbean. Their whole partner company owns, you know, other brands. So you can't, you know, get on a ship anymore. And I would love it if cruise lines would kind of like talk to one another. And if you act a fool on Carnival and get banned, you can't get on any other. Why, you know, why let the people who act a fool get... Obviously, you don't know the rules for cruising. So I would really like to know what you are thinking. Hold on a second here. And while I am looking, tell me your thoughts about, you know, what do you think? Yeah. We can't stop people from fighting, right? You can't regulate everybody. And everybody's not raised the same way. They don't believe the same things. We're not even talking about that. But if you are an adult, and most of these fights that I've seen have not been with children, they've been with adults. If you are adults, you know the right from wrong when it comes to this. You're not supposed to go on the cruise ship and start throwing blows. You're not, come on. Somebody makes you mad, ticks you off, disrespects you, all the things that happen, reasons why people fight, you know, say something, but save the fighting for after you get off the ship. Tell them like that girl did. You remember that girl on Dr. Phil? And she was like, catch me outside. And I was like, what? Cash me outside. Tell them to cash you on the land once you get back. Because I've spent too much money. And if I like cruising, I might want to come back again. I'm just wondering if you even saw this. Because I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this. Yep. So I wanted to throw that out there and get some discussion on that. There we go. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I keep looking away because stuff is popping up. Yep. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure about what happened to, and here's the weird thing. From the clip that I have on my video, it almost looks like it's a man and a woman fighting. That's even worse. If there's some dude beating up on a woman, no bueno. You're loser. I said loser. That's, come on, dude. I don't know if that was the case, but it looked like to me they were like pushing back this guy, and the girl's over there. I don't know if she was like his girlfriend, partner, and she was like saying, let my guy go, or if they were the ones at odds with each other. But if it was a guy beating up on a girl, loser. And girl, if that's your man, I hope that you switch after you get off that ship. He shouldn't be beating you up. I don't care. Yeah. Wanted to talk about that. Got that off my chest. I am having a problem looking at the chat. Which, I don't know. I keep having problems looking at the chat. It's all right. So I keep switching to the other mode, so hopefully I can see it, but I'm not able to see it over here either. One day, this is going to be perfect. See, I was able to get my little icon. No, wait. My name. This is hard to do. My name and my logo. There it is up there, which we are working on changing our logo. If you look into our Right Recipe for Travel shop and that little button that comes up on all of our videos, we have tons of things in the shop. So Christmas is upon us. We have t-shirts and hats. We have tags and stickers and shoes and all kind of things. Check out our Right Recipe for Travel shop and help out the channel. But in there, I have this logo that you see, right up here. But we're changing our logo and we have a different logo. I would love some feedback also on what you think about that. So there's two different ones that you'll see, the old one and the new one. So there you go. Check out the Right Recipe for Travel shop in any of our videos. It's listed there. I have notes so I can stay on track and keep us at our hour because there are things we all need to do. Yeah, I have to clean up my house. You know, it's the holidays. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Are you cooking? And if so, I'd love to know. Please type it in the chat. What are you cooking? What are you cooking? I would like to know. A lot of people that I asked, you know, I didn't run into a whole bunch of people who said, I'm doing everything. I'm doing turkey and ham and dressing and all the sides. Lots of people they would say, I'm going to do one thing or two things. And everybody who's going to get together is doing a dish or so. Is that how you're doing it? Are you meeting up at grandma's house? Or are you meeting at your house? Or you're going over? Where are you going? Sister's house, mom's, cousins. What are you doing? And what are you cooking? And when do you start cooking? Because today is Tuesday. And some people that I met this morning when I was at a class said they're going right home and starting cooking their pies. And I'm like, how do you space it out? Like, do you start with the desserts 2 or 3 days before? Is the turkey already in the refrigerator? Is it already thawing out? And what are you cooking? I have some favorite recipes that I love to cook for the holidays, but I'm not really doing a lot of cooking. We are going out to eat. And I love it. Now, we used to always come together and do the works, turkey, dressing, ham, all of that for years, every year. And then about 4 or 5 years ago, we started going to Brazilian steakhouses, churrascarias. Yeah. You know, the ones they have that skewer and the meat's on the skewer and they come to your table and they slice you off that piece of meat. And then you either go up and there's like a salad bar, or usually that's how it goes. And on this salad bar is like this massive salad bar, not just salads, but, you know, rices and quinoa and couscous and all kind of things. And then they continue to bring slices of different meats to you. So we go to one here in my area called Texas de Brazil. And then there's another one called Via de Brazil. So they're both, both of them are churrascarias. So we're going to go have our like big Thanksgiving meal all together, the family, to the churrascaria. Then everybody is coming back to my house. And then, you know, you'll get hungry again later because we're going to go fairly early. We're going to have like brunch kind of time frame. And so by, 5 or 6 o'clock, we're going to get hungry again. So we have a small little setup that we're doing. We're doing like pot roast and broccoli, mashed potatoes, something like that. Just small little stuff. Playing games and having fun. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Is there anyone driving? I noticed when I went into work today, there was a lot less traffic. So people are definitely probably on the road. My son is doing Thanksgiving in Disney World. They're going to be there for like 10 days and they're spending Thanksgiving in Disney World. That will be fun. That'll be fun. But I would love to know what you're doing for Thanksgiving and what you're cooking. All right. I want to talk some about these Black Friday deals. And I have my notes here, and I have, I think, 15 different cruise lines to discuss. But let me set the record straight, because I am working with a friend and getting a cruise booked for her. And she was so happy and so excited. And she called me up and she's like, Cynthia, there is all these Black Friday deals. Get me a cruise. And I know that part of her is so sad, because the reality comes, right? Because they put up 60% off, second person free gratuity. So I mean, like, wow, you're going to get a cruise for like $400, right? No. It's an algorithm, for all these big cruise lines. And what they do is they're looking at which one of their ships, maybe has revenue that's lower. They're going to target getting people on that one. They're looking for which one of their itineraries isn't selling as much as they like. They're going to target, they're trying to target you to the places to fill in the gaps, right? So for example, a ship that's sailing at 125% capacity, how can it do that? We've talked about that on the channel before. Ship capacity is always based on double occupancy, 2 people in the room. So if you have more people in the room, it's going to be over the occupancy, because there are rooms that more than 2 people can fit in. So sometimes a ship has 2 people in a room, but sometimes there's 3, 4, or more. So it can be over 100% capacity. So if you have a ship that is at 100+% capacity, they're not really looking to offer you any deals. The ship is doing great. People are on it, people are sailing, people are buying things. There might even be wait lists, because as I'm looking for these deals, some ships have wait lists. And I'm not talking about in 24, I'm talking about next year. 24 is almost gone, guys, right? We got 45 days or so left, 40, 30, maybe less than that. I'm talking about next year. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Forgive me. Let me turn this away. I'm getting notifications. So some ships are sold out already. Some ships have a wait list. And that means, yeah, you can book it and they'll hold your deposit, but you're not guaranteed to get on there until somebody cancels. And then, whatever room that is, whatever type of cabin that is, they're going to say, okay, an interior just came up. Would you like it? And maybe you're like, no, I don't want an interior. So all things being equal, these deals might not be the big bang that you thought they were, because it's based on some algorithms, and it's almost the same deals that they already have. Probably just maybe a little bit more % off. They might be throwing in some onboard credit, which is great, right? If you were going to book a cruise before without credit, onboard credit, and then let's say they throw in $25, $50, $75, well, that's good. But most of us will use it. We'll buy something on the ship or get a shore excursion. So all things being equal. But there are some deals. And here is my suggestion. These deals are limited time, and there's catches, or there are conditions to each and every one of them. It's not just what you think. And we'll talk about that a little bit. Some of the deals are like only 2 or 3 days. Like the 26th. A lot of them started today and they end Thursday evening. They end, right, and it's not even Black Friday. They end Friday. Friday at whatever time they say, 9 Mountain Central, it's over. You have like 2 or 3 days to do this, yeah. So very limited time. It's specific ships. It's specific itineraries. And going, a lot of times these are for cruises out of Florida. Not always. So if you're looking to travel anywhere else than one of the ports in Florida, just be on notice. It's not as plentiful maybe as you might think. I'm not trying to make it bad, but I am trying to kind of set expectations. So let me see. Oh, here's another thing, because like I said, I wrote notes to make sure that I told you everything. Another thing is a lot of these offers are for non-refundable deposits. So just be aware. If you book a cruise and you have a refundable deposit, you can make changes and get your money back if things change. If you want to change to a different itinerary, a different cruise altogether, like cruise line, a different ship. But if you put that non-refundable deposit down, your money's gone if you're going to make changes most of the time, or if you decide not to go. And a lot of these deals are non-refundable deposits. That means you better be pretty sure that you want to go on this cruise, because you probably won't get your money back. Okay. All right. I have lots of deals, and I don't have these in any particular order. It was the way that it was in my TA, my travel agent portal, how they came up. I just picked them like that. And if you want to have help with any of these deals, please do remember, I am a travel agent. I can get you set up on these deals. I can continue to look for even better deals, see what's coming up. We can get you booked. So on Carnival, they have a couple of deals. They have one called the Bonus Pre-Cyber Early Saver. What is this? What are you getting? It says early saver rates, so most of you know, and if you don't, the earlier you book, usually the better the rates. So like if you know about a new ship that's coming out, the Star of the Seas, or the new Disney ship, like maybe even one that's not even built yet. Yeah. If you know of a new ship and you're thinking about getting on it, like book as early as you can. Usually the earlier, the better the rate. So this is an early saver rate. Okay. It says reduce deposits from $50 per person. That doesn't mean that every deposit is, but a lot of these deposits you can get just by putting down $50. A free room upgrade. So for the free room upgrade, it's not you book an interior and you get a suite. It's like cabin, like brand. So if you book an interior, it's for an upgrade to a better interior, maybe an interior on a higher level, maybe an interior on the middle of the ship. It's still for that same type that you have booked, right? But it still is an upgrade. $50 onboard credit. And we're looking at rates beginning at $399 for this cruise, up to $799. So for $399, these are 2 to 5 day cruises, prices starting at that. And then $799 for cruises that are 6 days and more. Okay. You have to book these between November 19th and November 26th. Today is the 26th. So if you don't get this book before midnight today, that deal is out the door. But we have more. There's one called a pack and go. You have to book this between November 24th through the 26th. Once again, it's almost over. And you have to sail before or by May 2025. What they're doing here is that they just have lower prices. For example, $289 for a 5-day cruise, or $509 for a 7-day cruise. Now this is starting prices. And something else I want to mention, anytime we talk about a starting price, it's always for an interior. You see the price on the screen, $500 for a 2-week cruise. It's for an interior. It's for the lowest brand possible. It's not for a suite or a balcony or anything. Just keep that in mind, okay? Also, they have a free room upgrade going on. And this is booking between November 19th and December 8th. So this one you have a little bit of time if you'd like to get on a Carnival cruise. And you get a free room upgrade. You have to sail by or through March of 2025. Now this one, once again, is like kind of cabin. If you book an ocean view, you're going to get an upgrade to an ocean view, just in a better location, a higher floor, something of that nature. And then they also have what's called a November savings sale. You have to book this by or before November 30th, by the end of the day, November 30th. And you have to travel between now and April of 2027. So this one probably gives you the most time right here. It's all the way through the end of November, and you can sail all the way through to 2027. And this one is giving you savings. They're talking about cruises, $449 for 2 to 5 day cruises, starting prices, and $749 for like a 6-day or longer cruise. So I kind of looked at it to see what they're talking about. An example would be a 7-day cruise out of Miami going to either the Eastern Caribbean or Western Caribbean. You can get that for 2 people, $700 per person for 2 people in like a ocean view, something like that. plus possibly a $50 deposit or $50 of onboard credit. So if any of those Carnival deals sound good to you, check with your travel advisor, get on the Carnival website, or contact me. My information is in the description of this video below. And I am with Main Street Travel. And it might sound like it's a Disney travel agent. It's not. It's any travel we can book, Main Street Travel, but you can contact me and I can help you get any of those booked. So that's Carnival. I am going to talk to you about Azamara. I have a question though. I know that I talk with cruise snobs. Yes, I'm saying that, cruise snobs. You know, they're like, I'd never take a Carnival cruise. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I just here to tell you I'm not a cruise snob. I travel on all of them. I've done Carnival. You know, the one that I haven't done that I'm ready to do and we're looking to do next year is Royal Caribbean. Of all of the cruises, I've done Norwegian, I've done Princess, I've done Carnival, I've done MSC. I haven't done Royal. So we're about to get on a Royal Caribbean. But if you have a brand that you're not interested in, that's fine. We can book any of them. So saying that, I want to talk to you about one called Azamara. Azamara is a ultra luxury brand cruise. I don't know if you know about that. So Azamara, these ultra luxury brands, they're usually all inclusive. And when I say that, I really mean it. Like when I talk to you about Regent Seven Seas. You know, on the mainstream cruises, in my opinion, and all it is my opinion, is they nickel and dime us. You know, they start off with this beautiful price, $500 for a 7-night cruise per person. That sounds good to me. And as I stated, getting expectations, that's for an inside cabin on, you know, not the best part of the year. When the kids are in school or when it's kind of bad weather, it's not the most ideal time. But that's what it is. And it's not taking into account the gratuities and all the other stuff that we usually add to the cruise to make it, you know, what we want it to be. The drink packages are expensive. They're hundreds of dollars that they don't say anything about that. If you want to do any type of shore excursions, well, there you go. Tack on $100 each port or whatever. If you're looking to get a massage, time in the spa, a specialty dining, they throw all of these things at us and they're great. I mean, you know, we enjoy these upgrades and stuff, but the price adds up. So it's piece by piece. Well, these cruises that I'm talking about here, like Azamara, it is an inclusive. So you book it and all that stuff's included. There's not this nickel and diming stuff. Your drinks are included and your specialty dining is included and, you know, your shore excursions. A lot of times all that's included in these ultra luxury. So that's why they are so expensive. But, you know, a lot of people have said to me, once they sit down and calculate what they're willing to pay for specialty dining, drink packages, getting some photos, spending some time in the spa and doing excursions, they're paying the same. So that's something to think about. Azamara, what they have right now for their Black Friday deals are up to $4,000 off of specific cruises. So that lets you know how much the cruises are if they're up to $4,000 off, plus $750 up to of onboard credit. So I don't want you to think that that means if you book Azamara, you're getting $4,000 off and it's $750 onboard credit. It's an up to. Yeah, meaning it could be nothing or it could be that much. And of course, the longer your cruise, like 12, 14, 18 days, is probably how you're going to get the $4,000 off and $750 of onboard credit. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of details about Azamara. We don't book those as much, but if you are interested in an ultra luxury cruise brand that is kind of all inclusive, you're ready to do something different, and you like how that sounds, up to $4,000 off and up to $750 of onboard credit, check it out. Like I said, you can contact me and we can get you booked for that. Has anyone ever done the ultra luxury cruising? I would love to know, is it worth it? If you go ahead and pay up front $5,000 or $7,000 or $8,000 per person for your 7-night cruise, did you get out of it what you wanted? Did it feel like it was good value for money? Did you feel like you were pampered or treated well, given the best? How did you feel about that? Or just haven't done that yet? Let me know. Okay, and I'm not able to see all of the, it's weird, the chat is coming up late. I can't see it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you are chatting with me or giving me super chats or super thanks or super likes, I appreciate it so much. I'm not just being rude and ignoring you. My chat is not visible. Don't stop chatting, because what will happen is, 30 minutes later, they'll all pop up. So keep talking to me. I respond, I look at it, and I appreciate all of the likes and thanks. And so I didn't even say this. Like the video, please, please. Click on it. Give us some likes, thumbs up. Do that. It really helps out the channel. Something that costs you nothing. Just, click on that, like, and it helps the algorithm be like, oh, there's something going on. Let's push it out to more people. All right. Norwegian Cruise Lines. This is one of the ones that we have been on and would like to go back on and see how they are now. These cruise lines, I mean, they're trying to outdo each other with all of the bells and whistles. Norwegian has the racetrack that goes around there. So Norwegian, if you are interested in them, they have what they call More at Sea. What is More at Sea? They are giving 50% off all of their cruises, plus unlimited open bar and more. Now that really sounds like a deal, right? So you go online and you see that the cruise that you want to take on Norwegian is $8.99 per person for a 7-day interior. And you don't want an interior, you want a balcony. So you price it up, and for 2 people in a balcony on Norwegian, the cruise that you want would be $1,239 per person, $1,239 per person. And this deal is 50% off, so you're already down to $650. And on top of that, you're going to get an unlimited open bar and more. No. I'm setting expectations. I don't want anybody to say, well, it does say that, but there is so much fine print that you have to, you got to look at it. It's not all that, but it can be up to that. Some cruises are 50% off. And remember, it's the ones that Norwegian has looked into their algorithm and targeted and said, we need more people in this one. So I don't know what that is. Even as a travel agent, we don't know until we go in there and you tell us, yeah, I'd like to get on the Norwegian Dawn or Jewel. And then we put that in there and then we show, oh, wait, that one's closed. There's a wait list. And then we look and we're like, oh, but this one's wide open. We don't know until we get in there. So you do have to contact your travel agent and ask them, tell them, could you look this one up for me? Could you price that one out? I really want to go on that one. And then we can tell you if this rate applies to that. But you can get up to 50% off and an unlimited open bar and more. I'm not really sure if unlimited means unlimited. Yeah. Most cruise lines have a limit on drinks because some people don't know how to handle their liquor. And others don't. Others say drink until you pass out, but pay for it. I don't know. That is the deal that Norwegian has. If you are interested in any Norwegian cruise, let me know. Let's talk about Royal Caribbean now. That's like the sweetheart this year. That is the cruise line that has been getting so much attention because of their super large mega ships that are just, people are loving and fighting on and loving. So what Royal Caribbean has right now is up to $750 off certain cruises. And let me see. Oh, they also have Perfect Day in Mexico. Most of you know, but if you don't know, Perfect Day at Coco Cay, that is their big private island that people love, 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 love. It is a destination in and of itself. Food, drinks, slides, water, all this, and people really enjoy Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And a lot of their cruises stop at that island. So now they are acquiring a new island that they are building up, and it's going to be called Perfect Day in Mexico. This one, I didn't write down in my notes everything, but it's brand new. It's being built, and it'll be ready in 2027. Perfect Day in Mexico. So you have Perfect Day at Coco Cay, Perfect Day in Mexico, and the ships will be going there beginning in 2027. A lot of Texas itineraries, and of course their Florida ones as well. So they're already having you start to book for ships that will be going to Perfect Day in Mexico. I would love to know your thoughts on private islands. I'm not down with them. I know. These are unpopular opinions. I know. If it comes to going to a private island and going to like another place that isn't a private island, I want to go to the other place that isn't. In my mind, I don't say, oh my gosh, I have always wanted to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. You know, I say I've always wanted to go to Barbados or Crete or something like that. And I understand it's a day of like chill, maybe party, music, swimming, water slides. I'm not into water slides. I don't sit out in the sun at the pool. So that's why it doesn't, do it for me. But it is a big draw for many, many people. People book cruises to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. It's a hit. It's a hit. And they have all kind of food, some free, some not free. They have drinks flowing. They have music going, places for kids. In particular, they have places that adults can go, like adults only areas. You can rent private cabanas. If you're into private islands, this is like the top tier. This is the one that everybody really enjoys going to. So Royal Caribbean is working to get Perfect Day at Mexico. So that is coming. So they're saying start to book now. Start to look at the cruises that will be going there and get yourself booked now. And like I said, the earlier that you locked in that price, even into 2027, the better. So up to $750 off particular cruises. So Royal to me is keeping it open. They have stuff like half off deposits and onboard credit. They have that. I mean, they usually have that. Cruise lines try to draw you in with something. So they usually try to sweeten the deal. So they're keeping it wide open, up to $750 off, right? So just check with your travel agent and see in your particular, time frame when you want to go on the particular ship and itinerary that you're looking at, how much Royal Caribbean can get off for you if you're wanting to go. I know a lot of us are wanting to get on one of those new ships, the Icon of the Seas or the Utopia of the Seas. Utopia does the weekend cruises and Icon does the longer ones. So we've seen the videos and we've heard the feedback. Everybody is really enjoying those two ships. So you might be able to snag you a deal on one of those. So check with your travel agent to see what you got, what we can get you. Okay. Let's move on to celebrity cruises. Celebrity has two different things, really. They're pretty good. Take up to 75% off the second guest, plus $800 of savings per room. So when, that's however many people are in the room. Let's say it's going to be 3 of you. So $800 for the room. You have to book between November 8th and December 9th for that deal. And you have to sail between November 8th and May 10th of 2027. So they're giving you time for that one. So up to 75% off the second guest, plus up to $800 of savings per room. And of course, it's based on those things that I mentioned, which itinerary, which ship they need to get people into, how long the ship is. So check that one out. But they also have up to 50% off shore excursions. I thought this was pretty interesting. You have to book between November 13th and December 7th. And you have to sail between July 1st of this year, so already, and up to December 26th of next year. So you can possibly get up to 50% off your shore excursions. I want to talk about that a little bit. I remember the very first time years ago we went on a cruise, we didn't really understand shore excursions. We were just happy to get on a cruise. We're like, yes, we're going. And then you get on the cruise, and I mean, you know how it is. Immediately upon entering, they're booking. They're pushing something. You want a drink package? You want to go to a spa? You need a massage? You want to go to a liquor tasting? You want to buy some artwork? You want to go to bingo? They're constantly pushing. And I mean, to their credit, this is how they make their money, to keep us on these cruises, right? And another thing they were pushing were shore excursions. And they're like, you're going to this place that you wanted to go to. What are you going to do when you get there? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And they're like, well, we have a package for you. You can go ride horses or swim with the dolphins or make your own Mexican food or see folklorico dances. I was like, oh, wow. So shore excursions are a big thing. Now, if you've been cruising for a while and maybe you've gone to these same spots over and over, maybe you don't go, but there's always something to see on one of these shore excursions. And it can be as, like if you're like an adventurous type, they have like parasailing, mountain climbing, or, whatever. And then if you're not that adventurous, you can just get on a bus and do a tour like the highlights of or the best of. So there's always shore excursions available if, once you get to these destinations, all the stops. So you can go and visit that place. That's something I really like doing, visiting the places and seeing like the history. Yeah, so 50% off shore excursions, that could save you some money. Let me see. There we go. All right. I'm sorry. I keep getting notices. It's like my chat. It's like it wants to open up so that I can see what's going on, but it's not. So be nice in the chat. So that was celebrity. Let's talk now. Once again, we're going back to the ultra luxury cruises. We're up to Silver Sea now. Silver Sea. Once again, this is the all-inclusive type of cruising that we're talking about. Gratuities are included. Specialty dining is included. Drink packages are included. Shore excursions are included, and every room is a suite, or every room is a balcony. Every room is a balcony. Even with these cruises, you can upgrade. There's still always a way for them to make more money, but coming standard, all rooms are balconies and everything is included, right? But if you want, like, let's say a suite or something like that, you can upgrade and pay for that. But these are all inclusive. And even with some of these, Silver Sea, they call it door to door. I'm talking about they show up at your door. Your driver comes and picks you up and takes you on over to, it's cool. From the airport, they pick you up and take you to your hotel, or they take you from your home to the port. It's door to door now, or port to port. So it all depends. What that package is. You can pay for door to door. They come get you and take you there to the airport or to the cruise port and take you back. They're nice. They're all inclusive. And that's why the prices, are a little bit more. I looked at pricing let's just say a standard 7 day, right? Would be on like a Silver Sea. And we're talking about maybe $7,800 entry. $7,800 to get started, something like that. Of course, prices go down some and prices are way more, but think about it like that. Okay. Silver Sea is saying up to $6,000 off if you book a suite, and they are reminding us that this is an all-inclusive kind of trip. They also have up to 15% reduced deposits, and you have to book these by December 2nd. So possibly getting a reduced deposit, because deposits can run anywhere between $50 per person up to half the deposit, up to $750 and more for the deposit. So up to 15% off and up to $6,000 off for suite guests. So check that out. And if I'm going to guess, of course, I have never been on an ultra luxury one. I've never done Silver Seas or anything like that. But I'm sure that once you try it, you are like hooked. You're spoiled for it once you get to that level. If any of you have done one of the ultra luxury cruising, I would love to hear about it. I would like to be able to share that experience with my guests. As a travel agent, we have a lot of virtual tours that we take, and we can also take physical tours. We can set it up to go onto the ships and see what it looks like, and that's so that we can give feedback to our clients who ask us, like, what do the rooms look like? And if I've never been on it, what can I say? I hear they're nice. So I would love feedback. Tell me what you thought. All right. Let's move on to Princess. And Princess, there's been some interesting cruise news going on lately. Shakeups, people switching. This CEO's moving here, this president's going there, this one's out, this one's in. So interesting. And Princess just announced, I don't know who it was. I have to sit down and do my preparation for cruise news, but somebody's leaving, a president or something like that. But that's not why we're here right now. Let's talk about the deals. So Princess has up to 50% off on cruise fares, plus up to 50% off the deposit, plus Free third and fourth guests. You must book between November 26th today and November 29th. Make sure you keep it in perspective. This is up to, and this is only on particular and certain cruises. And not every fare will be 50% off. A lot of times that is the standard rate, like no discount whatsoever that they're giving you the 50% off. There's all these restrictions that come with the deals, but we'll still, as a travel advisor, we'll still dig in there and look to still get you the best of what's there. They also have up to $500 of on-board credit. Now that's lovely. You must book between November 30th. You must book by November 30th. Sorry, starting now until November 30th. And I'm sorry. Back up. I said it wrong. I'm reading it wrong. You have to book between November 30th and December 2nd. That's what I'm trying to say for that up to $500 of onboard credit. Yeah. But this is the breakdown. Remember, I keep telling you there's always strings. It's not just $500 of onboard credit. This is how they break it down. So it's $250 per person of onboard credit in any room. And remember, cruise ships calculated by 2 people in a cabin. So up to $250, that's how they get the $500. But it goes like this. For cruises between 1 and 3 days in length, the maximum that they're going to give you is $25 per person. So cruises between 1 and 3 days, the most that that room will get is $50. Cruises between 4 and 6 days, you get $50 per person of onboard credit. So cruises between 4 and 6 days, the max is $100 per that room. Cruises between 7 and 11 days, you get $100 per person. So up to $200 of onboard credit if you're in a room with 2 people, 7 days through 11. And then finally, how you get that $500 is a 12-day cruise or longer. So in order to get the $500, your cruise must be 12 days at least, 2 people in a room. And that's when you can get up to the $250 per person. So up to the $500. Once again, here's just another example of you got to dig in there and see, the headlines are bold, but once you get in, dig in there and see, there's always stipulations and restrictions to that. But they're not lying. It's $500 off for certain cruises, 12 plus days or longer. And if you're going on a 12 plus day or longer, which we just did with Princess, we did a 14-day. That would, and there were 3 of us in a room, so that would have been $500 more. And I know that those people are watching. That would have been, we would have spent it all right back in the cruise, which is what they want you to do. So onboard credit is cash. Onboard credit is cash. So that's a good deal. So there you go for Princess, right? Let me take a sip of my Dr. Pepper because since I can't see the chat very well, I am just running my mouth. Hold on. And water. Got to drink the water. Hold on. All right. Virgin Voyages. Let's talk about Virgin Voyages. What they have is 80% off the second sailor. They call passengers sailors. And drinks or, and you can get either drinks or $99 per night. When I first looked at it, it said, or $99 for the cruise. You have to look further. It's $99 per night for the cruise. So you add that up. A 7-day cruise, we're talking about $700. So let me say the deal again. Up to 80% off the second sailor and either drinks on them or $99 per night per person. You can get some rates. So that helps out. If you're looking for just a quick 5-day cruise, they're talking about cruises possibly just $500. If you're looking for a 7-day cruise, they're talking about cruises for $700. Plus, you can get up to 80% off that second person. So that's pretty good. Or you can get up to $400 in free drinks. So, for example, on a 10-night cruise, I looked one up just to see what would this look like. And I found a 10-night cruise, right? That's a little longer than the average. 10 nights. Leaving or going to San Juan, Oh no, I think we're experiencing buffering. I'm sorry, I'm getting this notice. Let's see. Hold on a second, guys. I would like you to actually see what I'm talking about. I don't want to end this without... Okay, it might have gotten a bit better. All right, let me hurry up and give you the rest of these, because there are some great deals, and I do want you to know that. Okay, so a 10-night cruise going to San Juan, St. Vincent, Barbados, and it says and more, July 11th through the 21st of 2025. That's $99 per night, for example. So, yeah, $99 per person per night. It's probably closer to the standard price. Virgin Voyages is a much more upgraded type of cruise experience. It's not just the normal mainstream, but it's probably running about close to what they average, but you can also probably get the drinks. And they have a solo cruise deal that it says you can get up to $35 off of fares. As lots of you know, solo travelers, you're penalized. That's the bottom line. You have to pay double in a lot of times, or a solo supplement. So they are working to get our solo cruisers not to have to pay so much. And I am down to the last one because it's showing that I'm having my stream is buffering. Let me tell you about Holland America. Holland America has up to 25% off their fares plus free gratuities. And it says the third and fourth person can be free with 50% off deposits. And if you refer a friend, you can get $50. Remember, there's stipulations, there's on all of that. All of that. There are certain rules, certain cruises. You have to do it in a certain way. And you have to book this deal by December 1st. Yeah. Hopefully it didn't buffer too much and you were able to hear this. I'm sorry, it says that. And then it goes back to, okay, it's all right. Then it says, warning. I don't know. I am going to figure this live out, and it's just going to be smooth, like crystal, like glass, like my face. I'm just kidding. I'm getting wacky because this thing, it aggravates me, but I can't get upset, right? What I can just get is educated and work it out. Oh my gosh. Those are the majority of the Black Friday deals. There's more. I didn't get to every single one. There's more cruises. There's more deals. If you want any of that information, check with your travel advisor. Check with me. My information is in the description, how you can get me to book you any of these cruises, or get on the horn yourself if you're ready. What I want everybody to know is book your cruise. Book it. The prices are probably not going to get better. A lot of times we would think, let's wait till it's closer to the time and see. The deals are happening now. They're happening now. They're trying to get people into their cruises. They're giving Black Friday deals just like the stores out there. If you are at all even thinking about getting on a cruise, book it now. Get your deposits in. Try to get your non-refundables, but if you can't, just make sure that it's one you're really going to go on. So if you have to do a non-refundable, you're okay with it. And get that cruise booked so you can get on that open ocean in 2024, the last part of it, in 2025. Do any of you have cruises still left for this year? I wish. Oh, I wish upon a star. I don't have any more cruises planned for 2024. Now that could change. That could change. I would love to go on another one. How about you? Please drop it into the comments below if you have a cruise coming up this year. And if not this year, type in the chat, when is your next cruise? When is it and what cruise line are you going on? We're looking at going on our next cruise in about April. And then we're also looking on doing, this has nothing to do with cruise news right here, but we're also looking to go to Epic Universe next year. Yeah. The brand new park that Universal Studios is building. It'll open in May of next year, so we're looking to do some parks and do some cruising. But I would love to know where you're going next year, what cruise line. If you still have questions, I'm so sorry. I couldn't see what was in the chat, but drop them in the chat and I will respond back to you. I thank you for your super likes, your super thanks, your super chats. I thank you for your questions and hanging in there with me if this thing is really buffering, which I think it might be. I'm going to end it here. Everyone, please have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Cook those wonderful recipes. Enjoy your family. If you got anything against anyone, forgive them. Let them go. Let them go. Release you, release them, and just have a great holiday season. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you, well, we'll catch you at the next adventure. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us.